I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, April 18, something like that. I'm tired. I've been going too fast. I saw all these instruments and cameras, pens and scissors and desk bells, books. I never play the instruments or take movies or pictures or write. And I feel like I don't have any time, and I'm soon going to be banished. And all I want is the time to play the instruments, but I don't have enough time, so I don't play them. So I figured I'd play one. I'd use the camera, one of the cameras. It's an old camera my sister gave me. I really like it because you can. I can see into it. Today, I cut a bunch of boxes with finger joints in them to glue to the bottom of birdhouses so that the birdhouses look like they're artistic and pleasant to have in your environment. And I had a meeting with a guy who wants me to make something for him to hang herbs from, or for his wife too. It was cool. He said he wanted it artistic. He didn't want it to look industrial, which is a good thing. I sensed some kind of mystical darkness. It was ambiguous, though. It could be, did he mean me ill? Was he trying to take advantage of me? Was he trying to be a benevolent spirit? Is he a benevolent spirit? I don't know. I say a prayer every night. Or I try to. I feel better when I do. At least it helps me calm down. I was recently in New Orleans. And you know how it is, like interpersonal relationships are. I was down there with two old friends, and one of them, I think maybe I hurt his feelings purely on accident, or maybe not. Occurred to me though, because he said something. It sounded like he was he felt hurt, so he tried to say something mean to me. And he said when every one of my newsletters, like the written form of the same sort of thing, I sound like desperate and like the whole world's ending, and in short, pathetic. He didn't put it in the that mean of a way, but I thought about it. It's kind of true. I just said kinda. I don't like it when people say that. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know why I do that. Maybe I am just one of those gross neurotic sort of people that are always having a meltdown. I don't want to be. Some of it is like, or I don't know if I'm fighting this internal battle in real time right now as I speak. I want to say, and I caught myself because then I would be like, that's gross if you try to be a hero, But whatever. I wanted to say, the way that, what is that? It's a piece of art. It's meant to be, a practice that is a worthy pastime for the practitioner, and then hopefully entertaining or in some way enriching to those that receive it. And furthermore, if I'm being honest, here we go again. Like I find conventional ways of conducting oneself in society, or at least with my skills and aptitude and understanding, or whatever those words mean. Look, it's not going great. What am I trying to say? I use the art, I think, in hope of to serve a function wherein I will prosper as a result of it, and be granted permission vis-a-vis people's interest in it to continue to educate oneself and get better at making artwork and stuff like that. And yeah, meanwhile, I'm trying to have a business and work, and then having that on paper not going great. And then considering the alternative of like going back to a job I used to have, working in a school, or a lot of jobs I used to have, and how little that pays. Yeah, it'd be nice to get paid enough to do what you want to do. But I guess the point I was trying to make was I realized, man, it's so hard, and the vast majority of the people on the planet are struggling and not, I would think, not having fun or necessarily learning or being healthy vis-a-vis their occupation. I keep missing the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to rescue the thing that my friend accused me of, but now I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I want to be more positive. I want to own the fact that I think I'm good at what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do it, and to also have the humility to ask for help and support, and be graceful if and when people enjoy the products and services that I offer. And it would be good to have the forward facing, the public communication in the form of like this movie I'm making now, or the writing that I put out, be reflective of that. And by that I mean somebody who's confident and humble at the same time. Like graceful, I think, is the succinct word for it. And so yeah, I want to try and do that harder. And it's also I do, as like when I try to make something or communicate with somebody, I just, for better or for worse, I cross-reference it with my own experience, and I find that both just straight up advertising, and also music or movies or books or whatever, when they present, they either self mythologize in a way that's dishonest, or they act like everything is happy and good because that's what effectively that reaches an audience. I find that annoying. And then in line with that, they all in a way they conform to a way of speaking and a set of terms and even color schemes and just modes of presentation that to me it just sounds like nothing. They're just introducing, and then everybody talks like baby talk. I guess it's like how captions are, but I don't even like captions. top captions that just have poor grammar. So I guess I'm rebelling against that too, and then I overshoot the mark and act like an Eeyore, you know. I don't feel like I'm acting like Eeyore now. I genuinely am pretty exhausted. Do you want to know why? I think I already said. I was on my feet, like operating power tools, like loud ones with headphones on all day, and whatever. But I yeah, I can't. I had to cut. I had to cut back on a few things, including speaking with a mental health professional. So you're the new one, Camera. Uh, yeah, and I felt too tired to write, but maybe I'll write a little bit after this. And I was falling back into bad habits, and I noticed that concurrent with that, I feel it's almost like afraid, or the time speeds up in a really unpleasant way when I'm not as goofy and perhaps pretentious as it sounds. Creating. That means making movies like this, making music songs and recording them, taking pictures, writing something other than to-do lists. That's all I've been doing, is writing to-do lists. So tomorrow, the dog is coming back over. Oh, that's gross. I miss the dog. I feel like a broken record too. That's our thing. I miss your dog, but I don't have enough time to take care of the dog and get enough work done and make enough money in society. Pew, 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 pew. You know. I've been thinking about too lately how much of what we this sounds so obvious coming out, but what we say and think, and like when we go out in social situations, what we share with one another is probably just a highly influenced by, if not a regurgitation of the things we take in. And a lot of what I take in is stand-up comedian dudes who are, say, primarily like 10 years younger than me, talking to each other sarcastically. Well, they're talking to each other genuinely, but they're making fun of I guess like what in the 50s what you'd call a square conventional society, which has turned into I don't know how to explain this, but it seems like the liberal consensus as a square, and then in the same way that they watch the news, you know, the conservatives and the liberals. But I don't think anybody's a conservative or a liberal, right? I mean, I don't think I am. But that's why, yeah, this is boring. The more important point, what I was trying to say was that, if a lot of what, and sometimes I have funny things to share, but if I got it off of a comedians talking to each other, or like a Planet Earth with David Attenborough eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches I watched a long time ago, or something about baseball that I still remember. It's all stuff I took in, and maybe I should be more careful about what I take in. It just seems there's not time. I definitely need to read more. books instead of just like listening to podcasts all the time. It'd be cool to listen to music more. It'd be cool to stop always talking about how I should do something different or better. How about what you're doing now is enough? You did a lot of stuff today. And I don't mean me, I mean you. You did. What did you do today? Tell me what you did today. I'm gonna imagine. I'll make some. I'll listen. It just occurred to me that it might seem like no, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the clock here. It's been 15 minutes. This is going to take too long to upload. The whole point of this was just do the exercise, and I'm too tired to maintain any kind of train of thought. But, seriously, thank you. I wonder if anybody watched this whole thing in the history of all time. If you did, I mean, thank you. I hope it was helpful, or at least just comforting in some way. I might not even ever have put this up on the internet where you can watch it, but maybe I did. But if you did watch the whole thing, no pressure, obviously, but you can email me. I'll write you back if you got any questions. My email address is my name, MICHAELMUSIKA @me.com. You can find a way to contact me too if it's too much of a pain in the ass to write that down by going to one of my 3 websites. Who knows if they still exist? Squarespace really fucking tricked me, man. Better start making some money off that. MichaelMusica.com, TheLightSwitches.com, or PopsGardens.com. I've got... You know how much money I pay them a year? Squarespace? Maybe, it's the same old thing. If I believe that was a good idea, then it will become one. But yeah, that's just the thing I come up against. I had a conversation with an old friend last night over dinner and a drink in the conventional adult way of operating. I'm glad I haven't really grown up in that regard. I mean, I had a perfectly nice time last night. That's not the issue. It's just yeah, you're just one step becoming like a sociopath, like Jerry Seinfeld, if that becomes the center point of your world. For me, anyway. What was I saying? I know I said I was gonna wrap this up, but yeah, you can email me, and if you have any questions or you want anything you want to share. I put my phone number in a last commercial I made. I don't know if it's cause that, but man, do I get some insane phone calls. I hear everybody does these days. Which is another interesting data point. It's just as hard to be if not harder, to be a good criminal as it is to be a legitimate citizen. Am I not a criminal because I am lazy or afraid of the consequences? I kind of think the former. I said kinda again. Damn it. See, that means I'm listening to the wrong things. That's from listening to bad baseball announcers and like sports talk radio people say that shit. And it's lame. I'm lying in bed. This is my bedroom. I was thinking last night. I've had these sheets for God knows how long, and this bed for a long time. I mean, it was wrapped up in like a, uh, you know, Tales from the Crypt condom in a spooky storage room for 7 years, but yeah, and I never, cause part of me, did I ever think I'd come sleep in this bed again or live in this house, have a dog? Um, Whew, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but at the very least, honestly, I'm talking to you now, not me. Sure, me too. If it, why not? But don't be so hard on yourself. Really. I mean, you can if you want, obviously, but I hope you're not. I hope you feel better. You slow down. You realize that what you did today is enough. That you're enough. That everybody makes mistakes. Um, Feeling afraid the vast majority of the time is a waste of time and energy, and you don't deserve to feel that way. Really, you don't. And if you prefer to think about it logically or whatever, or rationally, what's the difference between rationality and logic? Uh, you don't, if you don't want to think about it that you don't deserve it, well, if you're afraid, it makes it harder on everybody else too. So, you know, rationally, you can just do it to be better for the world, like how C-3PO was a protocol droid. He was a bit self-interested. He looked out for himself, I guess, to some degree, but what was C-3PO actually doing? Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to make this work of art. This work of nothing. This journal. That's what happened last night at the bar. My friend was like, "You would not want to read my journal." And I mean, what I thought when he said that was, it's not that I don't want to. I just don't listen to or read or do anything. Like, there's so much information coming at us that I just don't pay attention to anybody's anything. Even people that I really like find that I either really like or find interesting. The way in which this information comes at us and to us is so fast and in such high volume and in such soundbitey things. Yeah, I mean, broadly speaking, it just seems like the most healthy thing is to not pay attention to any of it and just to communicate interpersonally. Sometimes it seems like nature is just trying to weed out the old and the infirm. And I'm speaking of myself here in some degree. It's like, little attractive young people, and they're getting the traction. And am I like you see it all the time, like the old guy or girl or they or whatever in the party that just trying to hang on too long. Um, and for what? I don't. I'm not necessarily. I'm not necessarily. What am I saying? I don't. Is that real? Is that honest? It doesn't feel like I even want to be in that party or anything from those people other than what do I want? I think we've already been over that. All right. Thank you. Be nice to yourself. Talk to you later.